I'm going to show you exactly how to create client intake records using Zapier. So every time a client submits your Google form, a new record lands in Airtable automatically, no copy-paste. First, open your browser and go to Zapier.com, sign into your account. As soon as the dashboard finishes loading, click Create in the upper left corner and select Zaps. The Zap editor opens and the first thing you'll see is the trigger step. It's already asking what app starts this off. Click that trigger box, type Google Forms, and select it. For the trigger event, choose New Form Response. This fires every time the form gets a new submission, exactly what we want. Click Continue. Now it shows your connected accounts. If you haven't connected Google Forms yet, you'll be prompted to sign in and grant permissions right here. I already have mine connected, so I'll select it and hit Continue again. Next, pick the existing client intake form from the dropdown. This is the form you already built and shared. I'm selecting mine, Client Intake Form. Click Continue, and now we're ready to test the trigger. Click Test Trigger. Zapier spins for a few seconds and then pulls in a sample response. You need at least one real submission sitting in that form for this to work. If the form is empty, you'll get an error here, so I always submit a test entry beforehand just to have data to play with. When the results appear, you'll see a list of fields from the form: full name, email address, phone number, company, service needed, project description, budget, preferred start date, and whatever else you included. Zapier shows the actual values from that sample so you can verify everything came through. Select the sample response you want and click Continue with selected record. That's the trigger side locked in. Now we add the action. Click the little plus sign below the trigger. Search for Airtable, select it, and choose Create Record as the event. We're making a brand new row in your client intake table. Click Continue, pick your Airtable account, and if you haven't linked it yet, you'll do that now. Once the account is chosen, you'll choose the base. I have one called Clients, then inside it I pick the client intake table. Click Continue again. This is the mapping screen, and it's where most of the real thinking happens. You'll see a column on the left with all your Airtable fields and empty inputs next to them. Click into the first one. I'll start with client name, and from the drop-down, pick the matching Google form field. Here, that's full name. Right away, you see the sample data populate. That confirms the connection. I do the same for email address, phone, company, service, project description, budget, and start date. Your field names might not match exactly, but the drop-down shows everything the form collected, so just find the one that aligns logically. I always double-check email and phone. If they're mapped wrong, you lose the ability to contact the client instantly, and that defeats the whole point. Also, if your form has required questions, make sure they're all mapped here. Zapier won't stop the zap if a field is blank, but you don't want half-empty Airtable records. I'll quickly map the remaining fields. Service needed goes to service, project description to project description, budget to budget, preferred start date to start date. If you kept the field names consistent between the form and Airtable, this takes 10 seconds. Once everything looks good, click Continue. Before we test, I want to point out a trap. If you see a field that asks for the Airtable record ID, leave it alone. That's for updating existing records, not creating new ones. Filling it in here will break things. Okay, now click Test Step. Zapier sends the sample data to Airtable and creates a record. You'll see a success message and a summary of what was created. Always open Airtable to verify. Switch to your base, find the client intake table, and you should see a brand new row right at the bottom with all the client info sitting in the correct columns. If something landed in the wrong place, go back and fix the mapping. It's live until you publish, so you're free to tweak. Now take one last look at the whole zap. The trigger is Google Forms, New Form Response, and the form name is correct. The action is Airtable, Create Record, pointing to the right base in table. The field mapping is clean and the test record looked perfect. At the top of the editor, give your zap a descriptive name so you can find it later. I'll type Client Intake Records and then click Publish. The switch turns green and the automation is active immediately. To be absolutely sure, I'll do a final live test. Open a new browser tab, pull up your Google Form link, and submit a fresh entry with real-looking details. Wait about 30 seconds for Zapier to process it, then refresh your Airtable table. That new record should appear with all the fields filled in exactly as you typed. This also proves the delay is acceptable and nothing got stuck. You can double-check by going into the Zaps history in Zapier. It'll show a green success for every run. Now that you're live, a couple of quick next things you might want right away. If you get a lot of form submissions and only want to create records for, say, clients requesting a specific service, add a filter step right between the trigger and action. Click the plus, find Filter by Zapier, and set the condition like Service equals Web Design. That keeps your Airtable base trimmed to only qualified leads. And if your team needs to know the moment a new intake comes in, add a second action step after Airtable and pick Slack or email to send a notification with the client's name and service. Those are both under a minute to add, and they make the automation a lot more powerful. If this workflow saved you from manually typing client details, hit like, subscribe for more practical Zapier setups, and leave a comment saying this was helpful. Comments are what push these videos to other people looking for the exact same thing.